Elon Musk isn't mincing words when it comes to the World Economic Forum. You're going to love the twist he just put on the demons in Davos. We're going to see exactly what Musk is talking about. Make sure to stick with me to the very end of this video and I'll reveal precisely why the days of Davos are indeed inevitably coming to an end. You're not going to want to miss this. The ultra-billionaire and Twitter owner Elon Musk is turning some heads with some words he has for the meeting this week at Davos. As many of you know, the World Economic Forum is gathering in the Swiss mountain village this week for its annual meeting that was infamously named the Great Reset back in 2020. Musk made the remarks in response to a lengthy Twitter thread by Michael Schellenberger about the Davos gathering. In one of the tweets, Schellenberger noted that the WEF's wealth is managed by an internal investment committee that seeks to incorporate environmental, social, and governance, that's ESG, criteria in its investment strategy to manage the foundation's long-term strategic reserves. And that's where Musk chimed in, tweeting out, quote, "The S in ESG stands for Satanic." Well, Elon, don't hold back. Tell us what you really think there, my friend. And just a day or two later, Musk responded to a Twitter user who shared this video from the Davos gathering.
Hello, a question to Mr. Schwab. I think the metaverse is a great tool to reinvent the way we work. But in general, my question is, in the moment we see quite a big decline in trust in political institutions and also in their representatives worldwide. And a meeting here in Davos, to what extent do you think this can strengthen to build this trust again?
I would refer afterwards also to Brad Smith. I think what is essential is to make sure that the system as such, the technology, can be trusted. And one of the village partners, for example, is Interpol. So we work together already with the necessary instances to make sure that the system is as safe as it can be.
Now, if you can believe it, Klaus Schwab just said there that the WEF can be trusted because it uses Interpol. Interpol is the International Criminal Police Organization, and he thinks that by implementing an internal police state, that's going to evoke trust and confidence. And that's how Musk responded to it, this absurdity as well. He tweeted out, quote, "WEF is increasingly becoming an unelected world government that the people never asked for and don't want." True words have never been tweeted. Now, if you don't know what this ESG standard stuff is that Musk referred to as Satanic, again, it stands for environmental, social, and governance criteria, ESG. And it refers to scores that corporations get in relation to those three areas so that investors could show they're investing in companies that advance left-wing social justice goals, and that includes, of course, green energy, racial equity, even abortion access. It's basically the attempt to pressure companies to become more and more woke. And many have noticed that the ESG scores are eerily similar to China's social credit system. And the social credit system, of course, is a technocratic project that seeks to control human behavior so as to maximize safety and sustainability. It started in China back in 2014. It went in a full nationwide rollout in 2020. It's been described by the South China Morning Post as China's most ambitious project in social engineering since the Cultural Revolution. According to one anthropological study, the aim is for the national system, once fully functional, to allocate a social credit score to members of the public based on their social, economic, or other activities and deeds. And with the so-called red list and black list, the aim is to effectively regulate both the behavior of private citizens as well as that of businesses. So the social credit system leverages big data, which monitors the geolocation, purchasing history, social media content usage, and footage from CCTVs that are equipped with facial recognition technology, all to determine everyone's compliance with government rules, mandates, and goals, or, of course, their non-compliance. And those who are non-compliant can see their bank accounts frozen, they can see their passports digitally revoked, they can see all kinds of civil liberties being taken away. It is, according to Foreign Policy magazine, the closest thing we have ever seen to the actualization of an Orwellian system controlling virtually every aspect of human life. But many are wondering what if China's social credit system is just the beginning. Could it be that that is precisely what the demons in Davos have in mind for the world? But first, gang, I got some big news I'm sharing with my audience at the end of the month, but I can only share it with those of you who are on my email list. If you're sick and tired of woke news and ready to get a daily dose of conservative optimism, it goes way beyond the daily updates, you won't want to miss this news. It's absolutely amazing. So before you do anything, click on that link below. Sign up onto my email list to learn about this awesome update. Plus, gang, as an email subscriber, we'll never lose touch with each other. You know, as conservatives are getting silenced by big tech like never before, being a part of my email newsletter guarantees we'll always stay connected no matter what. So don't wait. Click on that link below. Sign up to my email list, and I can't wait to share with you the big news that you're going to hear at the end of the month. It's going to be awesome. It's now widely recognized that ESG scores have the potential of turning into the internationalizing of something akin to China's social credit system. And this is precisely where the demons in Davos come in. They're the technocrats who are plotting the architecture of just such an institutionalized social credit system. And what we have to understand is that technocrats, by their nature, control. That's what technocrats do. That's the job description. Technocrats who oversee a globalist system, globalism simply being a vast interlocking mechanism of technology and telecommunications that creates, in effect, a single worldwide political and economic system. Globalism is ruled by technocrats. And technocrats, like technology itself, are all about control and management. That's by definition what it means to be a technocrat. And the social credit system is a technocratic project that seeks to control human behavior so as to maximize safety and sustainability, particularly for the WEF, ecological sustainability. And as part of that, there are punitive measures for those who refuse to go along with the program. There are all kinds of cancelings and deplatformings that you and I would be absolutely powerless to stop, powerless, if it weren't for people like Elon Musk, who are actively building a parallel economy designed to crush these tyrannical efforts. And it's working. The blowback against the WEF is very real. And the hilarious part is that Davos is doubling down on this nonsense that Elon is calling out. They actually published a piece on their site defending the ESG in the midst of the enormous and rightful pushback against its obvious weaponization. But that pushback has been enough to, at least in some sense, get the Davos crowd to rethink their messaging. Jack Posobiec made an interesting observation. He noted that there's been virtually no reference to their Great Reset framing this year's Davos. And it's not because they've abandoned the agenda. It's because they've received so much blowback, so much bad press. And this year in particular, given that Europe is going through a cost of living crisis. So images of the glamorous Swiss resort and delegates quaffing champagne, they're not a good look. It's an optics disaster, quite frankly. And it explains why so many world leaders have opted not to attend Davos this year. So the good news is more and more the world is onto these guys. Even the New York Times is realizing that the world is changing in a way that's leaving these dolts in Davos far behind. And those sentiments, the WEF's days coming to an end, could be no better expressed than what we just heard from the one and only Elon Musk. As always, make sure to smack that bell and subscribe button. You'll definitely want to check out my latest video on how Putin and China just did to the WEF. What they just did to the WEF is an absolute game changer. You're not going to want to miss it, so make sure to click on that link, and I'll see you over there. God bless.